welcome back to HCG Masters Season number 1. And it's series number 3 already, or 2. It is a phenomenal one. And we go all the way from the top, where you're trying to get through already, to trying to prevent your going out. NLG versus the Bulls. They're going to be duking it out in an 0-2 score, and that is not going to be the way that they had thought this main Swiss stage was going to go. And if you get top 8 here, you double up on your money. A crucial part here to start the reverse sweep of this entire Swiss stage. And well, this seems like a perfect way to do it. The Bulls, they've gone to map 3 every single time. So I'd like to get a repeat of that previous series ending on the Ancient, but I don't think we're going to be ending on Ancient here today. Or, well, I know you lot don't know that just yet, but we can show the map veto in just a little bit. But Bulls, they go to map 3 every single time and have yet been able to pull it in their favor, which absolutely is excruciatingly painful for them, because you get so close every single time, you lose out, and it really does not matter then, because you're still in a detrimental position, but at least you do get a no-limit game. And then let's see what maps that they are going to be duking this out on, where this scrap is going to unfold as somewhere in a dark alley, but that's only a metaphor, because at least there won't be the dark alley of a banana. Inferno being banned by No Limit Gaming. The Bulls, they want to get rid of Mirage. Very fair pick. They did the exact same yesterday as well. Just did not want to play that outright. It seems like it doesn't really matter what the opponent do on that map. It seems like they're not really comfortable with it. So they're still looking solid. And No Limit Gaming, they're actually going to go for a interesting map pick, Ancient. So we're going to start with that. So where we ended the previous series, we're going to start it here. The Bulls, they're going to counter pick with a Vertigo. Did not see that out of them yesterday. Pretty sure it was banned, so they might be happy that they have got it coming up here. But No Limit Gaming, it's their turn to ban. Nuke is going to be taken off the cards. And this is a situation, right? Your back's against the wall in this veto process. That is where your entire series could already be made. If you manage to get your preferred maps, you're going to be sitting lavishly in a great position. The Bulls, they don't like overpass. And so then there's only one map left over. That is, of course, going to be Dust 2, the decider map, and the decider map of the decider, because it is about 50-50 on there. I love Dust 2 in that regard. We've not seen it come by. We've seen it as a decider before, but nobody's actually been able to get there who have picked it as a decider. The No Limit Gaming and Bulls, their backs are against the wall, and I want to see what they're going to be coming out with. The Bulls, they have times where they move as a unit. They're incredibly strong. All of a sudden, they catch their opponent by surprise, go for a bit more default setups, and then other times they are careless, lackadaisical with it, and just straight walk into sight without really checking any single angle, and then they get killed by an easy upshot. They don't even really make the opponent work sometimes. So that's something I do want to see out of the Bulls today, that they all continuously are wary of their position and their opponent's position as well, right? Because you can have a great position, but if your opponent is still in a counterable position, that still is a painful. No Limit Gaming, well, they're in the same package, but they got swept at least once. So, well, out of the 2 times, they got swept once, and that was against the Berserk team that we saw earlier as well. And Berserk is also over on the H stream playing right now. Pretty sure against Eternal Fire. Where they have played earlier today. We see, yeah, they have played early today. They lost 2-0 against Eternal Fire, who also have stepped up a notch. But that's not the matchup we're going to be watching. That's not the matchup we are going to be talking about here today. We are going to talk about that first map. It is so important that you get that in your pick. The Bulls yesterday, and I keep on getting up the Bulls because I have actually watched them at plenty yesterday, and I've not really been able to catch No Limit Gaming, unfortunately. But the Bulls, they are incredibly strong on their opposing map pick. They lost their map pick relatively dominantly and then won like 16-5 or something like that on their opponent's map pick against Masonic, a very solid squad as well. But unfortunately, we do not have too much info on neither of these teams. We only have the way they got here, the way they got through. And apart from that, we're just grasping at straws just as much as the next person. And I'll pull up the regional Swiss stage where No Limit Gaming did go 3-0. They beat everybody in their path, including Sangol. And I think Sangol might be the more interesting one in that regard to see where they are right now. I'm pretty sure that they're still doing decent. They made it through, right? Yeah, they made it through. Sangor are currently 1-1. So it's 50-50 there. And if you're able to beat a team that's currently 1-1, you should have a chance here as well. But Bulls, here we go. Map is live. They should get going really, really soon. And then they can start duking it out. No Limit Gaming starting on that CT side, not being their map pick. And they do have the favorable start here on Ancient. And the Bulls, that was actually a map that we did get to see out of them yesterday, where they were showing flares of greatness, but only flares. They weren't able to consistently pull off that greatness and pull off the retakes, mainly due to losing out on duels that they really should not have been losing. They got the drop on the opponent. The opponent was able to 180 and still catch them out. So Bulls, they need to have a step up from yesterday. Not necessarily counter, because if you're not feeling it really on the day, you can't necessarily counter that. You can't really adapt. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You're going to have to make that cookie crumble a different way, trying to spot those break lines. No Limit Gaming. They're the surprise factor here for us today to try and prove themselves, because we've been talking about the Bulls of plenty and No Limit Gaming. They can surprise us. They can start coming out big on Ancient as well, trying to prove their worth and really trying to see what we can gauge out of them. I'm not necessarily going to be looking at how they exactly perform, because, well, it's not their map pick. No Limit Gaming, they get to prove themselves. And actually, no, it's Bulls starting on the CT side. Apologies. No Limit Gaming already shown some interest in B. They're stacked up mid. Sure, all he really needs to do is hold on, preserve his life. Stepper losing a little bit in the process. Marky now needs to get the bomb across. That should be spotted by the Bulls, confirming the B hit. Time for the retake. Step already faltering. Oh, Kalicious. Blind spray. Really, yeah, okay, they do know Marky's position here, but Okalicious, he just keeps on going. Rafix and Yap. They need to combine Red and make sure that he combines 2 bullets in the brain of Rafix, lodging them together nicely. At least they'll have friendship. And Bulls, they lose out on the pistol. It was a bit of a gamble going mid, especially with how quick No Limit Gaming actually went onto B site. And that's kind of the risk we're taking, especially this blind kill by Okalicious and the follow-up shortly thereafter. That is what brought the round in favor. Otherwise, they get pincered in. They have to be cross-eyed to look both directions. Now they're just going to rush mid. Stepper even took off the silencer. He doesn't care, but Perked, he's just waiting far back for them all to run down. That's actually a kill out of the hands. Marky is able to... That's bomb. Oh, no. It's going to be terrible for them. Delicious does get the help from Red, and they manage to shut down this rebellion. No Limit Gaming. They get their so desired second round. Still decent, though, by the Bulls. They gave themselves a shot there. By just pushing as a unit, getting like a little animax. And if Okalicious and Red were further out, or even if Red wasn't there, this could have been a easy round for the Bulls. So No Limit Game, they do well on the rotate. Or at least to stick together as a group, knowing what dangers are there in front of them. Pretty standard push by the Bulls. That's not standard, though. Peeking through the flames and actually getting off Delicious. Rafix combining, sure. Getting down Purge, but Red, he will combine. Okay, finally going to return favor. Steppe and Yep. Steppe, he doesn't have any armor. And he's still vulnerable. Marky. He's also very vulnerable. Fragile man. one sneeze in his general direction, and he will fall. He's slowly but surely making his way onto B. Trying to sneak through the cracks, but it seems like they've got it covered entirely. Bit of a gamble yet again from the Bulls to not go B. Marky does have the bomb. Or not go A, rather. Apologies. Marky is about to fall into the fangs of the beast. Oh, no, actually, he catches him out. That's Yappa down. Steppa with no armor. Marky needs to bait the AWP, but he won't be able to. Steppa already peeking aggressively. And Marky just simply looking the wrong way around for Bulls. A much needed one, costly at the same time. Steppa, he's able to save that up, but no armor to go with it, so that doesn't necessarily make it that much more valuable than an M4. With armor, that is. But the Bulls there are able to get the round, and that is the main part. That is what you need to be worrying about. If you're able to get that round in your favor, that is where you can start tallying them on. Start breaking the economy of No Limit Gaming. Also are forced into an uncomfortable buy, to say the least. 2 Mac 10s, and this will be a scrap. No Limit Gaming wouldn't be surprised if they just go quickly. They want to catch Bulls when they're not fully settled into a site just yet. Okalicious, hello. There's a fire there. 50 health gone for absolutely nothing, and Okalicious actually gets close, spotted him out, but he might be spotted himself, and he can't really go that much. Red. Aggression down mid. But the Bulls, they're not peeking their heads around the corner. Neither should they. But Red is waiting for them. Yeah, but yet again, spraying this position and going into mid. He's going to catch him off guard entirely. Petey falls so easily. And that's the problem with mid. If you're not entirely careful, because the Bulls, as soon as they have this smoked off, this connection toward B, they can just push up freely and trying to catch off guard. That's exactly what happened here, but No Limit Gaming, it's their turn to catch them by surprise. Rafix, he's still on the lurk, though. Good timing on the shot. Gets down Oko. Gets pushed with a Mac 10, but he's going to be very preserving of his life. No, he just gets rushed down, and Red actually getting down Linko. That is always back up gone. But Marky should fall. No, actually still gets sure with a Mac 10. He's getting so much further than he should be allowed to. But that's still going to be it. No way he's going to get back to bomb in a costly rounder for the Bulls. No Limit Game. They did buy up. I guess it's not that big of a problem. But still, that's a lot of money for Mark. He'd rather die to any other gun. Step in yet again with the AWP. B push. Quickly. Bandit flashes over the top. They're about to run into the mulcher. Sure. They easily get rid of him. The Bulls, they tally on another round. Simply due to standing their ground and not allowing No Limit Gaming. The way you lose that round is by actually allowing No Limit Gaming onto site and trying to go for the retake, because they can somehow assume the closer positions, try and rush through, get a gun out of their hands. But sure, you see it right here. He tried to back down as soon as he realized that he was in a compromised position. He didn't want to overstep his mark. But they are going into this round with 2 MP9s again. Bulls. It's 5 AKs. Push. Loudly stepping that AK down. Okalicious gives a free gun away, and they've gotten control here of construction. And No Limit Game, and they need to salvage this round, but Steppa smartly sitting far back. As soon as he is really aggressive here, it doesn't matter. Okay, he still gets taken out. I was going to say, as soon as he's really aggressive, that's going to be untradeable and allow them a way back in. And, well, No Limit Game, they found the way back in. And they just need to hold them off. Good crossfire setup. No Limit Game, and they're in peculiar position. That's to be wide peaks. Yap still able to bite that bullet down. Italian on the kill. Perks another one that should be the rank hold for Rafix. Might just back down, see whether he can get a kill or two. He needs to get a kill or two to get out of this situation. It's sticky. And he's just going to get a gun down from both sides. From behind. Execution style. He tried his best. And that's all the man can do in a situation like that. No Limit Game, and they already have set down a very decent start of this T-half. Been able to break the economy over the Bulls. I don't think they're going to be in a great position to buy. And as we see, they do have a buy, but there's not full util, and util and Ancient is so important to try and hold off and to try and gain map control here. For example, if you don't have a smoke, sure, still gets taken down. Okay, Stepper fighting on B or A. Spotting out the other one as well, and that's a crucial 1v2 that he's win. Or Kalicious. He trades out position with Yappa. Yappa fires his bullets first. Rafix. Can't overstep. It's a 2-1-3. You don't need to overstep. You don't need to try and extend yourself with a flash. Oh my word, Kalicious, he steps into the flames and guts them. Marky. Well, and Rafix as well, with that aggression by Kalicious firmly putting them in a good position here. The peek through. Even with Stepper, this crucial battle at the get-go, winning a 1v2, Kalicious, he'll step into the flames and one-up Stepper. That's a pretty big step up. The Bulls, they're just gonna yet again run into the blender, have this round done and over with. Give No Limit Game a smoothie. Try and alleviate the pressure here. With the Bulls, this is their map pick, and they're not having a great time. This is where Bulls can make a stand, though. They finally have, well, still not full buy, not full util. So it's going to come down to that key factor. Who is able to show up and hold off the push from No Limit Gaming? But the Bulls, they've been losing manpower in key positions where they don't necessarily need to take the battle. They're going to have to take the battle here. Stepper in an awkward position. Perks just shoots him through the smoke, and that's already sight given away. Linko goes quick with the FAMAS. At least trades himself out. But with the initial trade going at the No Limit Game in a way, Perks in a perfect position to put a bullet through the side of Sure. Rafix. Actually, good spray. That's all tied up right now. Yappa and Rafix. 1v2. Perks, last man alive, and he's pincered in. Don't really know where Yappa's coming from. That's the easiest kill Yappa's ever gotten. No Limit Gaming. They falter. They stumble for a second, and Bulls, they're able to swipe their feet away and get this round away from them. But that is purely due to Rafix getting a 3-piece. And it is all due to that individual prowess, right? As soon as No Limit Gaming have the sight, it's tough to get it back. It is incredibly rough, especially if you're in a deficit position where you have a man less. You need somebody to step up, and all kills that Rafik actually got were on the retake. Nothing before that. He just carried his team on his back. No Limit Gaming. They're still in a relatively comfortable position, being able to buy full util and everything. Or Kalicious, yet again getting aggressive with the molly, and this time it doesn't pay off. That's just a lot of health down the gutter. Going to be unable to retrieve each time, and we get it back next round. But this round is going to be the economy breaker. Oh, Kalicious through the smoke. Doesn't say that it's through the smoke, but pretty sure. And PD even trying to pre-fire there. Marky gatekeeping, Sure. Might still be able to get the angle still, but he goes aggressive, goes for the M4, got greedy, and that will be punished by Marky. Slaps him on the wrist. Rafix misses the initial upshot, still gets mollied as well. Takes 25 damage. Redis slowly but surely sneaking up, waiting for this push to come through, and he will catch out Rafix. B-site vulnerable. Still up close with the Famous, only to fight with. Marcus just going to converge on this position. PD puts an end to this round, and No Limit Gaming are looking solid. They don't really falter. That's the main thing. They don't really make mistakes. They just slowly creep up. Don't miss their shots because they always start off, or often start off in a position where they are at that deficit, right? So then they're going to have to fight it back, try and overextend just a little bit. No Limit Gaming know that. They will hold back and wait for you to push into their crosshair, and look at the result. Bulls yet again in a tough position with their economy. Struggling to get anything. They might buy up some Deagles. Rafix does get close to 5k, but he wants an AWP as well, so that's something they're going to have to take into account. How badly do they want to give themselves a shot in this round? Rafix would be able to probably drop 2. Stepper 1 as well, and Rafix just goes for a P250, and Stepper, he might just be put in the key position. Try and get this round for them. They're all going to push together, but the Molly might just put an end to all of this. Or Coalitious with the spray, he'll put an end to it, combining with the Molly. Oh, one of his teammates, sure, but that's just egotistical, not sharing. Great round yet again for No Limit Gaming, and the investment by Bulls not actually leading to anything. This has been working out for them, though. As soon as they have control of this construction area, they're able to gatekeep double doors. No Limit Game, and that's where they're going to struggle. They're going to have to find something new, and it seems to be a mid-push. Yapper. Control construction can peek out. Will pop the head off of Perks' body. Red. Just puts it in the torso of Yapper, though. Or the wall as well. Not too sure where that was hit, but sure. Once the remaining control gets the tap on Marquee. Every single tap matters, I guess, but that's not going to do too much, especially when PD just catch you with a nade walking into your hands. How has he been allowed to sneak through the cracks? I thought they had it covered, and, well, they did as well. They're No Limit Game, and will quickly converge on that to that B site. Linko putting themselves into a position where he can at least fight back somewhat. But with a Famous, how strong is that fight going to be? Stepper arriving at the correct time, pre-firing. Correct spot. And actually, as Marky down, bomb still planted. And the 2-1-3, pivotal for Bulls to be getting this, to be pulling this favorable position actually into their hands. Rafix make sure that Okalisha doesn't have anything to say about this round anymore. And I think Red, actually, he's got the correct pre-fire, but he doesn't fire there again. Step is still just going to defuse and maybe an exit frag. No, Rafix even gets rid of Red, and that's a crucial kill for the economy of No Limit Gaming. 3 more rounds, and there should be around, if Bulls are able to get the rest of them, depending on how No Limit Gaming play their rounds and whether they save or whether they plan or stuff like that. But if they're not able to do any of that, No Limit Gaming are not going to be able to buy their entire way out. They were flushed with cash, but slowly but surely, Bulls are coming up with a royal flush. It's taken a while, though, for all the cards. That could already be too late. No Limit Gaming lodging themselves solidly in the lead. It's really been when the Bulls start taking more map controls when they're able to fight back. No Limit Gaming, they're still struggling to find a way that works against them. Barely even touching A site. Not touching mid whatsoever. As soon as they do, they usually get punched from this position. That's where the entry comes from. So Bulls know exactly what to do. No Limit Gaming, they just go in raw. Rafix, they can spot the flash going over the top. Great timing yet again by Rafix, pulling the trigger at the perfect time. Yapper. They'll be able to help out as well on the side. They should be around yet again in favor of the Bulls. And Red, he's going to play Preservative, trying to save this orb. Maybe go hunting even, because even on the side of the Bulls, I wouldn't necessarily say their economy is in a lavish state. I don't think they're going to be too aggressive on the push. No clue where Red is residing. That could cost you a lot of manpower if you just run into him all willy-nilly like. So they're going to stay put. What seemed to be a shocking half from the Bulls. They're able to pull it back. And only into a one-round deficit.
Counter-terrorists win.
Bulls are determined to take out their map pick. Graphics, that's the second time he's gotten that timing. Perfectly spot on. Bulls. This is the round that matters. If you're able to get this, you should have another one shortly after. You get the second one for half off, but they're going to go quickly. They're not really touch the A side, but they're going to do it heavily here, all over. Letting their hands run loose. Linko. Going to tap him on the wrist. Linko does get a second one. Rafik, meanwhile, he has a barbecue with PD. Perch on the counter. Rafik's up close with Ukalicious. Red trying to kill one Rafik. Red now flashed entirely. Perch tries to help him out, but that's a good retake from Bulls. No limit game. They got the plan, so they should be at least decent on money, but more than just AK in armor. Not really going to come out. And that's for Mark, at least at the cost of you two as well. Not able to back it up with anything. And this is where you start making that decision. Would I rather want to smoke into flashes? Armor Galil? Or do I want armor AK? It actually take a while to think about it. Talk it through, see what they want, see what strat they want to come up with, because this is one of those scenarios where you don't really have a set piece for it. You usually have to adapt on the fly, and that's also the power of an IGL. You have to be adaptable on the fly. You have to quickly come up with something that is all of a sudden going to work. At least gives the best shot to your team. You have to make the call. Don't think they're going to be reading a double up setup from the Bulls, though. Rafix and Stepper. Both with the long green. Marky still undecided, and he goes for a simple armor AK. Simple as that. Low util on the side of No Limit Gaming. For this final round of the half, Bulls, they've been fighting back and looking incredibly solid now. Double doors, that's always where all the nades start going to. It's got its own little nade orbit. Just attracts every single one. He's going to go through aggressive. Yappa still peaks wide and Ukalicious. That aggression that he's been coming out with is now starting to falter for them. Sure. Very aggressive. But then does not watch the angle. Just looks up mid, I guess. Of course, Red. That's a free kill for No Limit Gaming. They'll take that easily. I think they were a bit surprised as well. They saw a body there. Body not looking their direction. PD. It's going to be a fight for Red. Rafix. There's the backup. Surely you can cry on. Rafix actually is going to be stepping, so he might get baited out. Peak wide by PD. Right into the crosshair of Linko. I'd really like to see. Rafix sure did take a lot of help, but he used himself as bait. Got reeled in. The B execute smokes over the top, flashes as well. And that's all the util that they basically have on the side of No Limit Gaming. Graphics barely missing out this time, but that's bombed down. Rotation can be pulled. 4-on-2 situation on the B side, and 20 seconds left. Still ample, but not necessarily comfortable. And that is the Bulls winning out this round, and winning out this half, actually, the more important part. So No Limit Gaming even though they had a great start, and this is still a good half out of them, right? It's not as good as it could have been, and they did start faltering, but it was also due to Bulls actually starting to step up. So a phenomenal first half, and that promises a good second half. But for before that, we're going to go to a short little break. We shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are back with the action. It should be a phenomenal one. The second half here on Ancient. It is a heavy scrap here. Blood or spilled all over the battlefield on both ends, but No Limit Gaming, they're still going to be happy with the T side that they performed. 7 rounds in total for them. Incredibly solid. Bulls, they ended out the half. So it's one of those things where they're going to go into that second half with a bit of momentum. They have revitalized themselves and are able to hopefully carry that through, or hopefully for them, because they are going to be still under heavy scrutiny. If they do not, it is still their map pick, and they're prodding into the opposing half time and time again. I wouldn't be surprised if Bulls do that here as well. No Limit Gaming, they were quite aggressive on the T side and trying to push through smokes and everything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Bulls start doing the same. No Limit Gaming, they could continue that aggression onto the CT side as well. All of a sudden jump through the smoke. It is the first map. No signs of tiredness just yet. Not paying attention when you should be. Graphics, again, P250. It's the first interaction spotted. Linko, seeing those bullets enter right in front of his head. That's at least a molly out. Yep, and now on site, that's a free pacifist take, and they're trying to push through. Yep, open up the firing. They're trying to go blind, but Okalicious, he knows exactly what that's like. Sure, still up close and personal, gets taken out by Marky. Okalicious tallying onto the kill count as well. Linko and Stepper, they need to combine everybody on the side of No Limit Gaming low, though. And Okalicious, he's the only one with full health. Palm, still in a favorable position. Stepper, they've got a bit of a crossfire, but they don't know exactly where they are. Now they're going to have to push through. No Limit Game, and they're just going to hold this bomb fan. Marky still defusing. Marky quickly needs to be shut down, and No Limit Game, and they only barely lose out the round with Bulls, but actually pushing through and scraping by with his victory. Now like a second more. Well, that 2-on-4 pulled out to perfection for the Bulls, and all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, this kill feed came up entirely redditive Marky. Huh? Yeah, Marky stuck it. He would have had it, but he stopped. I'm not too sure what happened there. That's an interesting decision, to say the least. They can't start being too harsh on themselves because of that. It is only one round. It's Bulls in a good position though, getting that pistol round in their favor, but they're buying right up on the side of No Limit Game and wanting to offer resistance in this particular round. Linko almost got the drop. The Bulls, you can already see a stark difference in the way they play their T half. The No Limit Game, and they take mid control. And firstly lose out on the first interaction, which is not really the way of No Limit Gaming. Mafak should be able to get it back close and personal. PD, Bolters, red. Not going to win that battle outright. Marky, unchecked position, takes the tap of one. Stepper Luckily gets behind him and able to execute. And execute onto sight, pulled off somewhat efficiently as well. Perks is able to grab himself a Galil. And they're just going to attempt this round. With an MP9 as well. Why not, they say. Flash coming through. Actually, no, it's a smoke graphics. It's taken out by the MP9 counterpart. Okalisha yapping in an aggressive position. Stepper needs to show up against Okalisha, but Okalisha, there's no way he can stick this. Stepper still reads it. Probably got the sound cue now, especially he's trying to run away. Stepper, run away for your life, lad. He won't get away. And Okalisha's, don't think he's going to be in time, realizes that, but at least a costly round for the Bulls, and Okalisha gets away with an AK. The best of the worst position this is. You lose the round, but you're able to kill every single one of the players on Bulls, and you get away with a gun and your armor. You could put that into a hero position, and they decide to buy right back up again, the Bulls. If you look at their economy, you'd think they were the ones who just lost the round. Limit game and buying up heavy. That could also be the trap that they're running into. They get that AK. They overspend on the next round. Yet again, a weak buy. Bulls have a weak buy as well. I guess this is pretty 50-50. Hurt. He wants to play close with the MP9. Rafix. Initial peek on red. Doesn't know he has a scout, but one tap to the brain of Rafix. Done out of the round entirely. Yet again, Bulls, they construction. Try and push up, but they push up too much further. They do check the angle. No, Linko actually doesn't. Perk still gets taken out by Sure. Linko just went through heavy, through the smoke graphics goes, and through the brain. Step also not malicious, and this T-half from Bulls is looking exquisite. A perfect masterclass on how to execute onto sight, not losing a single man, losing a lot of HP in the process. It is quite symmetrical. I do like that. Fortunately, Stepper lost one. Makes it a lot less perfect. This kid is aware they could start hunting. I don't know exactly what gun Marky has got. Beautiful plant. The vegetation on this map is exquisite. Tropical. I don't think the Bulls are going to prod too much. They'll take the round victory with 5 alive and accept that Marky can have an MP9. I'm not too sure whether they know whether it's an MP9. But no limit came. They can't fall into the trap again. This hold here on the house winsled easily by the Bulls. They don't. They're going to put Marky probably into a position where he could pop off, put him in an aggressive position, maybe get somebody to go with him in case he does get a gun out of his hands. Through the smoke, sure, he's just going to go quick, having a perfect read on this economy of No Limit Gaming, but sure. Still CT waiting around the corner. If you don't check this, that aggression all of a sudden punished heavily. Nobody remotely close for the counter. Going on the game, they're still on B. Resigning, never mind. Scratch that. Not doing anything. Linko, he'll do a whole lot though. Perks, good 5-7 usage. And again, a costly round by the Bulls. And they're most likely going to win. Especially with that kill. Bigging their chances. And they're in for the long run here. Perks. They're going to try and sneak away the guns. He knows he can buy up and push through unexpectedly. Won't be able to get the defuse, of course. Might be able to get another kill stepper. Nah, he would get again. Perks is going to die due to the bomb explosion. But that's still one of those scenarios where it's terrible that you lost, but you killed everybody. You're able to make it a trade a little bit. But on the side of the Bulls, they still have money to buy up. No limit game, and they play this game smartly. But this is where they need to be invigorated. Doesn't matter anymore how smartly you have played, what you have done in the past. Reality is that you're 5 rounds behind and you need to catch up. Use those legs. You have to step on it. But the Bulls are going to go quickly onto A. Marky in an aggressive position. Sure, will trade Yappa out. And that's B or A side faltering. PD might go through the smoke. We're sure still guarding it. That's a bit aggressive. Nobody there for the trade, and the aggression by No Limit Gaming that they're exerting forward. It's being punished heavily by the Bulls every single time. They're right on the watch for it. Graphics spotting out perks there as well, and that might already be the round for No Limit Gaming out of their hands. And indeed, they do call it. They accept their losses. We're going to play for exit frag yet again. Red gets it on Graphics, but the bomb already halfway down on the stopwatch. Able to catch a retreat of Red. So it is pretty obvious to spot a white flag, but sure. Careless there in the mid. And Okalicious in the end is not going to come away with it easily. Those war crimes are going to be punished. But they're stepping forward nicely. It is their map pick after all. No worry just yet if you are a No Limit Gaming fan. Plenty of time here to try and come back. That's a buy round that gone arrive for them. Gone begging. Goodbye Deagles and some armor, so they could have themselves a chance in this round, but the aggression down mid. That's usually what you don't like with the Deagles. Let's get those individual taps. Get one. Bang. Oh, but Yap. Ooh, this smoke. That's in an awkward spot. They're going to push through. About to have the most interesting altercation. Boost up, and Yap, he's in a perfect position and gets the close range spray and not faltering to the Deagle. That's pivotal for this round. That's the key to getting onto A. Red is going to try and rotate back as quickly as possible, and that's what I'm talking about. Those individual shots, Red popping up, but the bomb will still be planted. Red going aggressive, using 75% of his health. For nothing, but Yap with 3 health somehow managed to get that bomb plant. Now they need to be careful. No Limit Game. They found themselves wriggling into this map, into this round specifically. Linko, it's an important duel. Wins it. They're still low. They've got crossfire set up on the bomb as well. And the Bulls, they just close it out simply. All due to Yappa actually being able to sneak through the cracks, planting the bomb, and having to make No Limit Gaming abandon their position. They have them locked in. This duo. One in the mid. So crucial to this round. And there was nothing they could really do. Yappa coming up with a 4-piece in the end. Phenomenal stuff for No Limit Gaming. They pause indeed to try and figure this one out. What is going on? What can we do better? Of course, they're going to buy up. They want to prevent the Bulls from buying. Maybe they could use some plasma. New flavor out as well. Tropical Punch. I'll make sure to get that checked out. Code HCG. I just saw on your screen. 15% off. But, you know, if you don't look at your screen, I'll kindly remind you, because that's the way I am, you know? I'll remind you of things like that. No Limit Game, and they're right back into the business end of things. Let's close out this meeting with a favorable trade for them. It seems like Bulls, they're taking everything. They're having a monopoly on this map. Marky was able to set up the duel. Smoke, sure. Be careful. For the Bulls, they're going to get the bomb plan and actually killed through the smoke, but Orkalish is able to return quickly thereafter. Step up while blind fire from the molly. Sure. Crucial battle. Red doesn't even scope down in this position. Rafix also getting Marky perched in a 1-on-2 situation. You have to go for this. You can't let the Bulls get onto match point. The initial upshot miss, but at least they know the info. Look, this is not a favorable position by any stretch of the imagination, especially with Steppa in there. But where is Steppa? He's not helping out any moment. It doesn't matter. We'll still get it in the end. He was hiding back of sight. Wanted to bait it out. Make it seem as if he's nowhere on the site. Bulls. They look to be taking this map against a weak boy from No Limit Gaming. And weak boy is always entered with registration costs and administration costs and stuff like that. Yappa will administer 2 kills to his name. Coinmotion, the leading crypto platform from Finland. No registration costs. Simple stuff. Getting started takes 10 minutes. PD. Getting him started takes about a second. Still, No Limit Game. Their backs against the wall and they're about to be squished in by Yap. Marky, last man alive with an MP9. And I don't think he's going to be able to pull off too much, even catch some money at his feet. This is fine. The perfect picture of the meme. Converted into CSGO terms. Went on for, but he jumped through flashes. One. Rafix still on the prowl, and that's Bulls winning out their map picking, actually shutting out No Limit Game. And that's something I only just realized. They shut out No Limit Game entirely. No round for them on the CT half. And that is why the Bulls have their map pick of Ancient. They were not great on their own CT side, but their T side was immaculate, knowing exactly where to go. And well, if you are that immaculate, there's bound to be a lot of highlights. So we have a beautiful little package for you. We're going to throw it to that highlight package, but we want to say to you all that you have to stick with us for that second map as well, because No Limit Game, they're going to fight back. I'll see you back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
baby girl. Oh, baby, say you want, say you want. I wanna fly with you, oh, baby, say you want, say you want. I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, baby girl. I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want, say you want. I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, yeah. I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want, yeah. I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, yeah. I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want, yeah. I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want. I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl. I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want. Yeah, I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, yeah. I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want, I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, I wanna fly with you, oh, please, baby, say you want, I wanna run waves like Caribbean, baby girl, baby girl. Oh, please, baby, say you want, Caribbean, baby girl, baby girl. Oh, baby, say you want.
map number 1 was starting to be a bit of lackluster performance by the Bulls, but that second half was flawless by them in the literal sense as well. Not able to give a single round away, or not willing to give a single round away. They were probably able to, but No Limit Gaming, they were edged out by tiny margins. They've had all the 5 terrorists dead, but the bomb not being able to be defused, and No Limit Gaming still ended up losing the round. So their entire CT half came up empty, but it was on the Bulls' map pick. So now we go on to the map pick of No Limit Gaming, and that could change the ties here. That could change the scenery. It isn't necessary for No Limit Gaming, because I will remind you all, this is 2 teams that are 0-2 in the standings. One more loss, you're out. That's how Swiss works, and you get a victory. You at least start your path back towards that top 8 situation where you double up your money. But that's still incredibly far away. First is this map upcoming, and then hopefully, if we get a little bit lucky, that third map as well. I would like to see it in this battle very much at the end, but Enterprise, they're currently in a deficit as well over on the other stream. So if you want to see that match, make sure to go check that out as well. Well, the action brought to you here, it's going to be high octane as well. I can guarantee. I'll stamp my certificate on it. My Furia guarantee. No Limit Gaming versus the Bulls. I wonder, because they had a strong T site when they didn't really have to think about how to hold the ancient sites. Then they could just pick the interaction and show that aggression every single time. And I reckon it's going to be different for them on that Vertigo map, where they can actually lay down the law, where they will have a good clue of how to hold their sites and to hold all of the Bulls' advances, because they have been solid at time and time again. The Bulls' entry onto site is rather smooth, really. No Limit Gaming able to, or giving it up rather handily every single time, because they're a bit afraid as well, I reckon, of what the Bulls were bringing at them and the way that they were losing rounds. It would be a gut and blow. And that time again, that will be your guts laid out to the side, and can't really do anything about it. So it's time to start clapping back, put themselves, organize them again, and make sure that you organize your offense as well. But the Bulls, at least, they get to start on that T side on a Vertigo. If you remember that correctly. They start on the T side, so they swap out. They swap away. And, this is going to be a battle and a half. Let's pistol around. Can the Bulls continue what they've been setting? Can they continue that pace? Actually, I am a liar. Previous one was No Limit Gaming's map pick. Apologies for that. So Bulls, they're putting themselves in a perfect position to quick execute onto a site. Pacifist run. Graphics. Faking out the plan. Not too sure what was going on there, and all of a sudden all the action unfolds. Sure, this is, I guess, why you didn't want to plant instantly, because you need to be there with your gun out to reinforce your team. And the Bulls, they do get the round, and not the bomb plant thereafter. Unfortunately, that's 300 missed out. No Limit Gaming, they didn't get a single kill there. They're just going to have to not lay down, actually. Scratch that. I'm glad they picked it quickly. They're going to go for this. They want to make a stand. The Deagles. Pivotal that you hit your headshot there, and a good flash over with Stepper. Weak out from underneath. Only show his feet. Stepper's so incredibly low, but that's all the util done. Red still has a nade left. They can just start to lob over. Edie spots out Rafix through the rafters. That's on a pretty terrible position for the Bulls. 2 AKs could still do a lot of work, and then if you dive underneath the Deagle of perks, that's putting you in an even better position. It seems like Stepper knows perfectly that just opened up the site, and they can go quickly. Be a bit careful. Can't just run in there without checking, without doing your due diligence. But Stepper, 5 health, the nade, preventing the bomb plan as well. They're at least able to get an avenge kill, but PD and Marky, 2 Deagles against 2 Wakers, not a favorable position by any stretch of the imagination, and it just got worse. Bomb going down. They just punched in, and No Limit Game, and they would like to call a helpline. That helpline is within themselves. It's a beautiful motivational saying, but it is the truth right here and right now for a No Limit Gaming. It's over for them. The only thing inside themselves now is bullets. Their guts messed up. The Bulls, they do get their second round as well. Solid. In theory, they should have a third one as well. Wouldn't be surprised if No Limit Game decide to set up for a push, but the Bulls, the only thing they realistically have to do is just hold off on it. Hold off on pushing anything, wait for a little bit, and see what happens. Or at least for the initial 30 seconds, but it seems like the Bulls, they don't want to do that. They just want to push up quickly themselves, use that Mac 10 they have to get money in the bank. Think about their future, send their kids to college. They're going to be selfish in this map, because first you have to survive if you want to have kids. It's usually a pretty good start for the Bulls. There was a stack from No Limit Game that the Bulls have been able to prod around, but it seems like the Bulls are going to have 3 on the spot. Stepper to get 2 combined. That's still and them walking into the blender, getting slapped about here. The Bulls indeed get 3 in a row. No Limit Gaming. That was on the round they were expecting to win, or anyone really for that matter. Nobody was expecting them to win that map. This round, rather. I keep on messing up my words. The Bulls being able to tie 3 rounds together. No Limit Game. They have to put in a wrench into the works. Throw a spanner there as well. I wonder what Bulls are going to come out with. Their T side has been immaculate thus far, and they're spread out. Seeing whether they can get an opening pick. It's only Steppo who's really is spread off from the rest of the pack. They're making advances through mid. Gaining map control slowly but surely, forcing PD out of his position. This is going to be a stair X mid push. Bomb down, so that at least gives a bit of info. Okalicious, spotting them out at stairs. Perks. It's a trade. Now Step on Linko. They've not been able to advance for a centimeter. They've been held off at the get-go. They somehow need to find a way through. This would be a good start, but Okalicious make him fall backwards into the eternal depths. Linko with a Mac 10. And the bomb held down heavily by CTIs. He's not even going to have eyes on his direct position in PD. He's able to give a neck shot. Get it all done and over with. That's the first round. No Limit Game. They at least managed to avoid the Bulls driving all over them. Put a halt to it. Tap the brakes for a little bit. Bulls, they should still have money to buy up a second round. Their wins haven't been too costly, but you see on Stepper, he's opted for a Lotto Util over a proper gun. Marky going incredibly aggressive down ramp. Nobody residing there, but No Limit Gaming. They realize the importance of having ramp control. You can flush out in so many different directions onto that site. You just want to prevent that at the roots. This is where it's still basically one way in. Of course, they've still been able to find that opener. No Limit Game, they're overstepping their mark, but Okalicious, he puts Sure in his place. This is where Bulls are going to have a quick gathering to see what they need to do about this resistance they're running against. Daps on the fly. Stepper. Make sure Okalicious flies through the sky real quick. The Bulls. I like this. They get the entry. and then they back down instantly. They don't care about it. They actually don't want to tempt it. They just want to make their opponents guess. Red. Not taking a guess there. He will make sure that he gets the kill on Linko 100%. Get rid of free peek like that. And yet another one, putting it right into the gut of Yap. Falter to step in, and that's the 2-1-2, but Rafak's still low. The old perks. Oh my word, he's making step low as well. Good pre-fire. PD denying the bomb plan. That should be Rafak done and over with. Indeed. Rafak's just waits it out. No limit game, and they get a second round. The Bulls, they do have an AWP too. Try and put that into a key position. See whether they can catch them off guard. Put it into a bit of an aggressive position, but not overstepping it. You do want to, because since there are two AWPers, the two players capable of AWPing Steppa next up, you do want to have it be retrievable. That smoke's going to make matter difficult. Yep. Not going to be too happy with that nade. And there's more util down. Steppa. He has a mini AWP though. Deagle. He's going on the tangent. Not staying with the pack. He's on his own plans. Perks only barely escaping the Deagle fire, but not for long. Linko just peeks wide yet again. There's not a bullet been landed into him. Yappa. Sure, he has got a lot of util damage into him. They're not able to get this gun back, and with the wide peek from Markey. The flash over Red, a good combination to get back ramp control. Sure. He's actually going to be able to get the M4. He's been allowed. No limit game, and they lost their grip on ramp, or at least they were able to, or they were willing to relinquish it. Sure. Getting peeked by Markey. Doesn't matter that he has an M4. Red missing the first shot. That's what we like to see. That could be a costly later on. But all three of them are here. 3 players for No Limit Gaming. Good luck planting default when that's mollied down already. Rafak's trying his absolute best, and this is where the AWP could come in key. The bomb at least going down. Red not getting Yap. He just has to stay put. Steppa gets the head of Red. It's into it perfectly. That's all of a sudden a very possible scenario for the Bulls. Rafak missing the shots, and that's something Rafak can't do. Rafak is the key to this round. He has to step up right here, right now. He peeks once, peeks twice, and he gets a bullet in the brain. Markey able to finish him and get the round in favor of No Limit Gaming. Put it in the bag. And with the way that we're seeing No Limit Gaming play, if we're thinking far into the future, putting our scope 5 years further, see where we are, we might just be in that dust 2 decider. But it's always tough to answer. As soon as an interview asks you where do you see yourself in 5 years, I don't know, probably somewhere under the bridge. If you don't give me this job. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. What do you mean, where do I see myself in 5 years? Come on. Not Doctor Strange, am I? Okay. You can at least have X-ray vision. Let's see Markey. Yet again, the entry falling in favor of the Bulls. Something that's not all too uncommon. They need to work this out still. They've gotten a hint. Tiny whiff. Now they need to gobble up their dinner. No Limit Gaming. And Bulls both storming down the stairs. So those lovely little pancakes, and site is going to be heavily fought for by No Limit Gaming. They're actually going to make a stand. That's bombed down. The rotation will be called. PD still standing in his ground. Finally, a wide peek by Sure. Going to shut it down. Bulls. They're still on to side. They finally get Perks. Oh my word! Perks and Rafaks! They were cuddling up. Linko at least gets the bomb plan and might just be able to catch out Perks. Yes, indeed. But Red gets the orb. Right between the scope. The Bulls. They managed to plant, but the round not falling in their favor. It's not something they're going to be happy with. Any stretch of the imagination, really. My happiness is, of course, relative, and I think they're able to think of this pretty easily. They're only trailing by 1 round. They already did a dent at the very get-go, so it's not scandalous for them. But they would like to embark onto site without that much resistance from No Limit Gaming. Every single time. That site is heavily fought for. A, they're not letting it up. And again, they're not even letting up ramp. Fools. They barely prodded B. Zay has to come up lopsided time and time again. Why not, right? Why not try it? Boost up here by No Limit Gaming. Big tower. It is construction, and they like to stack up themselves as well, but instead it's Rafix stacking up his kills, and they try and quickly rotate onto site. Red peeks wide, but actually that's right into the enemy fire line of fire. Stepper beat for free, but he's able to win the first interaction with Okalish as well. That's round over, done and over with for No Limit Gaming. Stepper doesn't even need to move. He can just hold his ground, try and get those exit frags. It gets spotted, but it's fine. They had to take him into account, and they're overstepping heavily on the side of Bulls now. You can't go that aggressive. Red. Ooh, pulls out his gun, but it still gets shot in the back. Seems a bit lackadaisical as well. If you already killed a T coming from that side, why all of a sudden think there won't be a second one? That heavily as well. Sure, you might not expect it necessarily, but to look away, no gun in your hands, seems a little bit too confident for my liking. But obviously, we have an entire overview of the map and an entire X-ray, so we were able to easily make calls. The Bulls, they've finally been able to get a gun round in, falling in their favor. And a weak buy is going to come out from No Limit Game to try and make a stand against this all AK squad. Rafax, actually, no, he's upgraded. Red still has that up from the previous round. Goes quick on ramp instead. Bites down on a Nate. Never really been too favorable. If you ask his mum, she'll tell a massive story about how he was 3 years old and always spat them out. Fair enough. Sure, this is an off-angle by Okalicious, and the aggression by No Limit Gaming paid off. There's more aggression for them, though. They're fired up. Roid rage happening. It's able to shut down PD. Oh no, Linko, don't die to your own molly! Oh, has to run away quickly. He's got the legs to do so, at least. While limping there. 3 health on the bar. And there needs to be some good bars in this battle currently between the Bulls and No Limit Gaming. Bulls, they're stuttering. As soon as you stutter in a comeback, that doesn't matter how good it is. Marky, he doesn't stutter, he just jitters forward. Stepper, able to make him completely threatless. Rafix, hello, somebody check NPC. Stepper, not able to plant the ball, maybe a molly that he was afraid of. He's gonna go for it now. Rafix yet again in the same position, gets up Kalicious this time. Red, after the bomb plant though, up v up. Rafix, he can reposition himself. Red, he's gonna take that into account though. As soon as he doesn't spot Rafix there anymore, there's so many opportunities. Red, ring around the rosy. Rafix, he doesn't need to peek. Just needs to wait down the timer, but that timer relatively slow for him. And Red, they do get the altercation. Rafak's quicker on the trigger. And as Bulls in the lead again. On their T side on Vertigo. Their map pick. So this is already a tough one here for No Limit Gaming. Getting demolished in that first map. I think we can say that. 16-7. And their CT side here as well. Not looking great. 4 MP9s and a 5-7. Do you reckon No Limit Game on around here? Sure. He's going to quickly back down, but he might get overwhelmed by Pete. He drops into the heavens. Sure tries to get away from it. But Okalish still putting in a dent to his health bar at least. Red either push forward or back down, and he's pushing forward, at least taking one to the grave with him. Puts Yap 6 feet deep. He gets pushed into the same hole. Goes there onto A now. No Limit Game, they're backing down Marky. Let's get sure. That's something. That's an AK you can take with you to the next round, because I don't think they're even going to attempt this one. I guess it's a decent-ish investment for No Limit Gaming, the way it played out. But with only 2 kills, those MP9s are still a heavy investment there. You're going to have to stick to. You can't all of a sudden drop those MP9s. And that makes it uncomfortable. You're trying to stuck with them. Not anymore. Petey getting rid of his MP9, but also of his life. I guess I'd rather hold on to the MP9 then. Because you won't be able to buy it here now whatsoever. At least the 5-7 on perk can be dropped. No Limit Gaming. They need to surprise us here in this round. Innovate. But instead of innovating, they stand still to think about it for a little bit longer. Finally, there's some movement. But the Bulls, they're aggressive. And it could pay dividends here as well. Down the other road. Perks, he's up close to personal. Wants to make use of that MP9, but meanwhile, sure. See Marky and Perks able to combine a lovely, sure. Clears up B-side entirely, though, and that could be the rotate. Rafax now just needs to get out of that position. Perk catches him off guard, though. And sure, he doesn't have the bomb. Bulls, great that you have the sight, but you don't have the bomb as Stepper. Last man alive in a 1v2. Marky and Perks. They can hold down the fort. Probably know where the bomb is as well. Well, Stepper's actually, he's gotten the bomb now. But they'll know rather shortly where the bomb is as soon as Stepper shows his head around the corner. What a round this would be for the Bulls. Slowly but surely making his way onto site, but there's so many angles he has to check. Still has a molly to work with and 2 flashes. But the opposition is far away. Wants to check boost before he goes for the plant. Only checks it, mollies it off, and just go for the default position. They're really far out in the rotation. Stepper, he still has some time to settle into this after plant position. Needs to be careful though. Have the first interaction. That's a quick bullet to the brain. The other one. He's too late for it. Oh my word! Stepper, that's disgusting. That was not his peak in his favor whatsoever. He was running backwards, instantly coming to a dead stop, putting the bullet in the brain, and Bulls, they get away with this round. 1v2 by Stepper, clutching up. And No Limit Game, and they're clutching at straws now. Instantly call a pause. They just want to have a talk through. They at least have a buy now on the side of No Limit Game, but that's still not the way they wanted that round to end. They had to pull it in their favor. It was one of those ones, again, where you were in favor, or you weren't in favor, you were in favor, and you weren't in favor anymore. And that's how you lose the round. It's still, that hurts extra. As soon as you get your hopes up, thinking, oh, we might actually be able to get this round, oh my word, and then you get 1v2 by Stepper, that hurts the dust much more. But something you're going to have to shake off since No Limit Gaming. They need to. They can't start being stuck on all points. They should be able to shake it off. Actually, they want to pause even longer. Want to make sure that everything is shook off entirely. Because going into the round where your mental was not completely correct, that's superfluous. You won't be fully engaged into the play. There could be problems as well on the side of Mark. He finally buys up, pulls the trigger. But the Bulls, they're lodging themselves solidly into a comfortable position when they swap halves. But that's still 4 rounds away, this one including. No limit game. They want all of those 4 rounds. They need all of those 4 rounds. If Bulls are able to get even more, it's already a good half for Bulls. Utility on the side of no limit game and not bought to the fullest. And that seems to be a rarity these days. Nade. Right underneath the feet. And actually, Burt able to finish off Yappa thereafter. Tones go flying. Perks takes a bit of damage in that interaction. But he was ordained. And actually, that's 2 players down on the side of Bulls. Linko yet again onto that A site. Gets through freely. Catches the Perks off guard entirely. Marquis swings wide and gets him. Linko still puts him in his place. Now it's all up to Rafax and Steppa. Steppa, he's been able to 1v2 before, but now he needs to teach his ways to Rafax as well. So they can combine their powers. They might just be able to get the plan. Red. Pre-fire. Not happening, and at least they'll be able to assume post-plant positions. The Bulls, they've still given themselves a chance. No limit game, and Steppa, well, that's going to be almost impossible. 1v3, 1v4, basically, with Orkalicious in your back. And he's not just going to give you a back rub. No, he's going to rub it in your face. Round tallied on by No Limit Game, and an important one here as well, as they're able to slowly but surely change the ties. And look at the money from the Bulls. Still not necessarily great. By any stretch of the imagination, actually. 3.1k. Step, I'm pretty sure. Last alive. Or sure. I saw the yes, it was a 50-50. Lost out. Damn. But the Bulls, they're still buying up. They don't want to just lay down, seal between the legs and back out. They want to fight back here. Mark, you take a bit of damage from the util. More now. That's only 1/3 of his health. 50% now. Slowly but surely, he's whistling down. But he's not getting rattled. The Bulls, they start this round with a man deficit. They're able to get the spray on Marky. Perks, he's going aggressive. Not able to spot out the head of Rafax here. But he was deep into the smoke. And they're going to start peeking their heads around the corner. They're confident in their aiming. And there Yappa goes, the Mac 10. At least getting now Marky. The step able to trade out Perks. That's a 3-on-3 still in smoke. Still there to section off PD and force him into a particular position. Steppa. At least got the plant due to 50 health gone. Catch the retreat as well. Rafax standing strong, but Orkalicious still able to get it now. Sure, and a 1-on-2. No dunnage for him as well. Just has to make it do with the Deagle. This position will be given away. Orkalicious, he at least starts shooting. And he diffuses. No, Orkalicious didn't realize his feet would be spotted. He still has so much time. Surely they knew where the Deagle was at. It's not like that is a silent killer. That gets loud. And another round for No Limit Game, and entirely possible for them to take it home. Gone begging. And I don't think Orkalicious would be as expecting Sure to either see his feet or be that close even. No Limit Gaming. Can't pull out the aggression. PD on there, getting the better step, but they could swing wide here. They do, and it will only cost them even more. At least able to clap back a little bit with 16 health. The aggression by No Limit Gaming paid off heavily. And I guess the anger they've got in them, they're able to exert it properly down the other end. Not sure. Still wants to cement this round together. 16 health. And no bomb in his possession. That's an impossible task. Especially now. Position given away, step down as well. They know that he's dropped and they're just lining up for him. Sure. Yeah, no chance. No way he's gonna... They didn't even look away from the flash. If he waited a little bit longer, they probably still would have just started spraying. Every single option that Sure had. They buy up again. Of course they do. It's the final round. I'm silly. What, they buy up in the final round? Are they crazy? I think you can very well make the argument of why buy the previous round half, buy half this round as well. Kind of crumble your chances, but if you can spot somebody up close and get it at one of their actual guns, and that's at least a all-pad of the hands, Perks and Marky, they'll combine with the M4 and AK still, tally on 2 blue kills. The Bulls, their advance has been coming to a dead stop. Limit Gaming, we're quick on the rotate, especially now. They know that they don't have to back down either with the bomb down there. Perks dropping into the lap of Bulls. Giving it a nice little wiggle. This is an easy round for No Limit Gaming. Unless somehow Bulls can do the impossible here yet again and step in that position. He lands the first headshot, but yeah, he's just going to run away, try and preserve his life or something. But the Bulls, they close out the round 8-7. No Limit Gamer were at least able to amend their mistakes just a little bit. And that sends shivers down the spine of Bulls, or at least so they hope, because they need to have a extraterrestrial factor helping them out here. Still not a great CT side. The Bulls heavily in favor, but that second half is about to be coming up. We're going to cut through to a short little break. You want to stick with us because it is about to be a banger. We shall see you back in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. The swap occurring, that's going to make sure that Bulls, they get a taste of their own medicine, or perhaps not if they're able to pull through properly. They are already on that match point in the series, not in the game, of course. That first CT half for No Limit Gaming, lackluster, but we've been able to see that in the first map as well. A complete turnaround on the T side. So Bulls, they're going to have to stay strong in their CT boots and pull themselves up with the straps that are attached to it. Pistol round, it's going to resonate in everybody's mind. If you're able to pull through, that's probably 2 rounds for you already, and perhaps 3 if you're able to fight over the force buy. No Limit Gaming, this is a must-win for them. If they lose this map, they're out of the tournament entirely, out of the main Swiss stage, out of competing in HCG Masters. It's season number 1, and I personally hope there's plenty of seasons to follow, but that's not something they can worry about right here, right now. They have to extend their current stay in this season. No Limit Gaming pivotal when they get this pistol round already under their belt. Ramp pressure, Linko spots it out. There's not too much ramp pressure, actually. Could cause an over-rotation. Seems like there's only one here. But Okalicious, they're going to quickly convert onto this side stepper. The only one there. Silencer off the USP, just making noise. PD silences Japper. Rafix, trying to make a stand here. The bomb is going to go down. Actually, no, never mind. Scratch that, not just yet. Wants to fight first. Red actually backs down. Oh, no, he can't. He can't. He's caught in an awkward position. He just has to fight his way out. At least gets through, sure. But look at this no-limit game and hold. The Bulls. Good entry, at least. Try and retake. Marky spotted out. Does go low. Finds the head eventually. Linko still has his life to work with. But he's got no clue of the positions. He has a defuse kit. He's 5 extra seconds to play with. Now 1 bullet as well. Should do the job, but he's just going to go for it. Linko sticks in. PD, he's off slightly. Finally finds it. Linko is not going to be cheeky. We're not going to be allowed to be cheeky, rather. No limit gaming. They punish, slap him on the wrist, and put him in timeout. Bulls. That was a really weird pistol round. Now that I think back of it, I think No Limit Gaming switched sides like twice. They first went B, or they first went A, then went B, then went back to A. Oh, delicious. Thanks, actually, able to get the return kill, but they are still onto A site. And they're able to push through their advances. They don't want to push up too far, but they want to put themselves in comfortable positions to try and catch No Limit Gaming off guard. Perks! Or to catch Bulls off guard, apologies. That was a close one, though. He's still able to get away with 68 health. I don't know how he's done it, but Stepper. He'll take that Mac 10 and try and carry it on into the next round, or maybe find some exits. Work on his investments. Yeah, and there Stepper goes. Getting a little bit more money in the bank. If you got a spray on them there, that could have been huge. Enough damage to put them as low, so the bomb blast could kill them. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's in the past. You have to move through to the future. That new tropical punch flavor could be in your future as well if you order it. HCG for 15% off at checkout. Check this round out. The Bulls. They're going to go more aggressive. They have some strats from No Limit Gaming and put it into their own notebook. Marky already taking the brunt of that util damage. Molly added on top. No Limit Gaming. It's able to puncture a site. They've had the initial interactions. It looks like they're going to go B. The Rafter is always a cheeky position to be dealing with. They're going to push on through. Sure, smokes himself up instantly. Also make it as conspicuous for No Limit Gaming as possible. No Limit Gaming, they directly get out of Japper with the Thanos waiting there, but it's a low battle that he has to take. Perks gets the better of him. Trades himself out. That's the least of the minimum he could do. Okalicious easily gets the Linko off the board. Knocks him down. Okalicious then forgets that Stepper is still there. PD goes quickly on Rafix. Yet again, No Limit Gaming, they've changed their mind. Go back to B and have a free plant there, sure. I'm not too sure whether he's actually aware of this. They should be.
Terrorists win.
Doesn't matter whether you're aware or not. You're out of this round and unable to contest. And the Bulls. They're starting to falter. Their buy round not actually working out for them. Anywhere close to what they had in mind. They're gonna have to think of something refreshing, and well, that is right back to an eco. Guess it's refreshing in the aggression here. Could catch PD off guard, especially if it's caught with a flash out, sure. And Steppa combining. Steppa as the bait, sure as the hook. And that's an AK in their hands. I do like that push up. No limit game, and they're out for revenge. They still want to get B stairs. Steppa. That's the gun down as well. Sure, with a deagle. Tries to glue it together. And instead he gets torn to shreds.
Bomb has been planted.
No limit game, and this seems like a very solid round out of them again, Bulls. They might not even attempt it. Just sit back, try and get exit kills. Realistically, Rafix and Linko, their investment into this round is only 700. They at least wait for the smoke to dissipate. Otherwise, it would be an easy kill, but still Perks. He easily kills one. Red doubles up with Yappa. Rafix actually does want to preserve his deagle. Maybe somebody comes to chase him down, but I think No Limit Game, and they know as well that it's not worth chase down there. Gunnage a lot better than the side of the Bulls. This intro by Marky jumping up and instantly to the head of Steppa. Such a crucial kill to enter sight. Steppa is the only one with a gun there, right? So they've just been able to get it out of the hands of No Limit Gaming. But they faltered directly, gives the sights up entirely to No Limit Game, and then with those Deagles, you're basically up to, can I pop off? Can I pop those cherry tomatoes? Or if not, well, that's the round done and over with, and the latter unfolded. Bulls, they seem rather passive on their CT side, not willing to push through and trying to take control. Yep, yet again, spraying down Ram. A little bit more aggressive here, Perks. Punches directly though, and I guess that's why they aren't aggressive. He oversteps his mark. Perks pushing in there just seems so obvious. PD, meanwhile, slowly walking up to B. Steppa, that had to be a kill. PD, still low on health, 22 HP to be exact. An aid, get rid of him entirely. Gets him to sight quickly, and a flash double Kalicious makes an easy kill for him. Doesn't Nate to work with. Guess that on red PD. He's been able to sneak through, but Linko checks the catwalk, and No Limit Game, they're going to go down without a plant. Perks. Catching out Rafix. No flash or anything through the smoke. There's still No Limit Game, and incredibly solid on those initial opener duels. Basically getting both openers. Getting the one on A, ramp, and also getting the one on B, and they still come up empty in the round. That's going to be stinging just a little bit. They can stuck the poison right out. It's only a B sting. Not lethal. Just a mild annoyance. But the Bulls are going to be trying to... I don't know what happened there to PD. Seems like he got shot in the back because he somehow accelerated forward. Bulls are going to be swarming No Limit Game in here from every single direction. Rafik putting himself up in the collat happening, but not actually getting the kill. Marky's still able to get the kill for himself, sure. And Step combining for the shutdown of this round entirely, and both these teams are now double digits. The tech time out cold. Probably yet again for Marky. That sure wins this battle. They're all going down here. I don't know. It's a bit of an odd peak to have the second man look at this direction while the first man is completely neutralized, and This lead by No Limit Gaming could be nullified rather quickly if Bulls are able to get a second round here. And we do see disconnect on the side of No Limit Gaming, so the Bulls, they're going to have to wait a little bit and have been stifled in their push forward. We can have a closer look at the economy here for No Limit Gaming. The loss bonus still 2,400. They could buy up just a little bit. Deagle armor, maybe. No head armor, perhaps. That's still perfectly fine. You're able to put in a dent. You're on that T side as well. So trying to play with the economy of CTs, which is a lot more fragile, a lot more expensive to actually buy up. It could be worth it. Could be worth your investment. Okalisha, he's going to have to stay put. He can't do anything. Rep, PD, and Markey, they could be the honeymoon wreckers here. Seems like everybody is back into the lobby, and indeed that countdown timer started again. Nothing bought just yet on the side of No Limit Gaming. There they go, indeed. Buy a Tech 9 and some armor. Markey follows. Red, surely as well, right? And Red, no, Red wants the AWP, of course. Yeah, Red is not going to buy. Yeah, I do like this buy out of No Limit Game, and they want to play the economy game. And they're just going to go quickly. Red storming through. Linko has to hold this position. Spray immaculate, but only on 2. Okalish is able to convert, and that's an AK out of your hand. Yappa still wants to tie it all back up, but Okalish as well. Blind gets 2 headshots. Still gets neutralized by Sure shortly thereafter, but the damage done by a very minimal investment is heavy. Losses on the side of Bulls. Only 2 players surviving. And I think No Limit Gaming are going to take that round as a victory, even though it is, of course, a game, a match, a round, to the Bulls, nullifying the lead for No Limit Gaming. This is where they can start clapping back. A level playing field again, and Red with the orb. Quickly smoked off. Grenade in his general vicinity. Rafix, he tries to get over the smoke, and he has an angle here as well. Does he catch the flash of the muzzle? Rafix, it's an aggressive position. Step able to entry onto PD. They're slowly but surely falling apart here without really doing much. There Okalicious goes, important on the entry. He's been stepping up though, rather often. Make sure that he can't step anymore. Now Red with 23 HP and a pipe dream as well. To get this 1v4 and make himself a legacy. Rafix, he at least loses the AWP, but that is them converging on his position on exactly where he is. Yappas also saved the AWP, of course. And now Limit Game, they're right back to where they started. The infantile state of the economy engaged, and they need to quickly grow up. Now Limit Gaming, they go for a similar sort of buy, but they are spreading it across the board more, improving their chances. Still a marginal opportunity to get this round away from the Bulls, because I think they know how to play it. Linko doesn't go aggressive, smokes it off. Mollies it off, rather. Smoke goes over the top, and Linko, fully blind, looks away, and the Tech 9 spraying around the corner, but they just combine to shut this Rebellion down entirely. Step and Linko, I'm sure actually able to get one. With the economy for No Limit Gaming has been built up, and well, if you want to attempt to build up your economy, you can do so with the CoinMotion Oi. It's a registered virtual currency service provider and licensed payment institution by the Financial Supervisory Authority of Finland. CoinMotion is a leading crypto platform from Finland, and it doesn't have all the cryptocurrencies on there that are just the 9 biggest ones. I know dumb stuff happening. I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure to be careful with your money. Nothing is guaranteed, PD. At least guarantees himself a kill here. Sure. And Markey. As well with Linko. To take him out, not on a cute date. Stepper. Ooh, this could be big, but Okalicious yet again prevents Stepper from making himself a hero. Okalicious, time and time again, when it matters the most, that's where he came back. Steps into play Rafex. Too late on the trigger. And I think Bulls... Ooh, actually, Rafex. And that's the only way you kill Okalicious, when there's no line of sight. No nothing. Actually, yeah, Bull's going to be attempting this round. They've got a smoke, and I guess a flash to work with. So little time. And Marky up close. And yep, it goes underneath, and that's going to be the round. Rafex calls it off. Rafex already didn't really seem keen to be going for this, so it may be a miscommunication on the side of the Bulls. That's a free M4 for No Limit Gaming. They're not going to pick it up, but at least it's out of the hands of the Bulls. They're able to buy up again, though. Their economy's still looking solid. An important round for both sides here. The economy will be shattered if you lose. The Bulls, they've got one more round to play with. As soon as No Limit Gaming lose, that's probably Bulls onto match point. Unless you want to try and prevent it. And otherwise, Bulls still have a bit of wiggle room. So that one round is crucial. In this current economy. PD, he's on the watch out. Yep, he gets the entry on Perch, then backs down. Smokes it off again. While Rafex is watching from the heavens. Gets Red out of the picture. And the Bulls, they are almost starting the after movie already. The highlight montage of their victory here. Because they've just put themselves a lot closer to it. Marky, last man alive to try and be heroic with it. That's not going to happen. The Bulls, they play it solid. Don't overstep their mark. And it's looking as if... Look at that. Rafex, he got legged there, though. A bit fortunate in the interaction. That could have swayed either way. That would have probably changed the entire round outcome. Or at least made the round outlook entirely different. But the Bulls, they're stepping closer and closer to that victory. And No Limit Gaming are struggling to keep up. Look at their money. Not a lot they can do to try and prevent this. But try they must. I'll actually have a pause to see what they can actually concoct. I presume it won't be too much. We're going to go for a glass cannon on the side of Red. See whether they can utilize him. Bulls, they won't overstep here. They won't be silly with it. They're just going to be solid and hold sight. They probably know at least a slight inkling of the economical state of No Limit Gaming, and that is fragile. They at least did their homework. The Bulls, they seem like they do their homework. No dog eating it. Okalicious not getting the entry, and that's already a big part for No Limit Gaming gone out of the factor entirely. And No Limit Gaming, they give themselves two opportunities, but they're two half opportunities, and they might just push through with the smoke there on the volley. Actually, they still stay back, and then it just seems like a waste of a smoke. You do the job forward with the Bulls here. Give them a smoked off ramp, and you give them a kill here as well. Red not able to utilize that up, and they're pushing through the smoke now. Yappa not finding himself with enough bullets. Linko Allen to cock his gun real quick, and Marky, unfortunately, can't punish him in time. PD peeks out from ramp, gets taken out by Sure, and that's the Bulls on match point. This is their map pick. No Limit Gaming have at least made this closer than Ancient already. That was a forgetful game for them. They would rather not think about anymore. Marky, at least he's got 5k to work with, but is he going to drop an AWP and get it to his team? Seems like they need some time to actually think about it. But the Bulls, they've got it in their claws already in No Limit Game, and they just step into the belly of the beast every single time where Bulls mulch them up, spit them out again. So they do want another round. You need opponents for that. So the Bulls for the last one, and it's a weak one for No Limit Gaming. 2 Galils, 2 AKs, and Okalishas. He's still got an AK laying around for him. Not a lot of utes on their side, though. Smokes. They can't really molly anyone out of position. They've got 2 of them. Try and flush out Bulls players. Or are they going to go quick? What have they decided? Seems like they haven't really decided anything. Marquee just slightly wide. Pixels, Okalicious at least getting the intro, sure. That's what you like to see out of Okalicious. That's what you need to see out of him at this specific moment. But yeah, they're still going aggressive, and the flash not being pulled through. Red actually killing Perks. Still a tied playing field. But that's just more of a morale blow. You killed your own teammate. They're quickly going to pull the trigger on B, not take a step into account, and he can call it out to his teammates as well. Now Red in a 1v3. You've already killed your teammate and an opposition. And he will falter, fall off the map as well. And it's the Bulls who do it in 2. Sweep, No Limit Game, and rather simple stuff here to close it out. But the Bulls, they made it closer. They stay alive in No Limit Game. And unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to them. And they're going to go home again, unfortunately. But the Bulls, they performed impeccably. They did well, especially on Ancient, where No Limit Game just didn't really seem warmed up just yet. That is going to be the end of the series. We do have plenty coming up still after this. Masonic versus No Namers. That should be a spicy one as well. But before that, we're going to need to get that one ready. Make sure to stay put or set an alarm for 4 o'clock. We've got a lovely little highlight pack to take you over the happenings of the previous map. But we shall see you back at 4. Do not go anywhere. See you back in a little bit.